Our research focuses on breast cancer specifically in young women and young, recently pregnant women, more specifically. What a lot of people know is that women who have had children in the long term are actually protected from developing breast cancer. But what a lot of people don't know is that in the short-term period, for about 10 years after having a child, every woman has a spike in her risk for developing breast cancer. And if a woman happens to unfortunately develop breast cancer during that time period, her prognosis is quite poor. In fact, our patients who are diagnosed within 10 years of having a child, when we compare their survival rates to those who have not had a child, they're 3 times more likely to succumb to their cancer. So we're really interested in understanding why that is. And I partnered with a longtime collaborator, Dr. Kirk Hansen, to put in a grant about studying what the difference between a tumor in a postpartum woman was compared to a tumor in a non-postpartum woman. The Cancer Center matched the funds from Golfers Against Cancer to make it a larger size grant so that we could do the research that we needed to do. And ultimately, that led to me receiving over $2.5 million in grant funds from the National Institute of Health. We're at a very exciting period where we have actually shown that there's a specific molecule called semaphorin 7, and a semaphore is a way of sending a signal across a long distance, and it's specifically upregulated in our postpartum patients. And we've identified a level of that molecule within the tumor that can predict for relapse. And so we have also recently submitted a large grant to identify a targeted therapy against that molecule. And we've done some experiments in the lab with a homemade targeted therapy that actually kills cancer cells. It prevents them from moving, and it prevents them from invading the surrounding tissue. The Golfers Against Cancer funding was what led us to identify this particular molecule as being really important. It's important for those who support any organization that funds cancer research that every single dollar counts, and it's all important. And we need all the resources that we can to really fight this fight, and we need to not simply rely on national funding sources in order to do our research, because sometimes it is often these small seed grants that lead to these big discoveries.